All right, so today we are going to work on creating a graph for our sea turtle nesting experiment. You can see here I have my data table all completed. Make sure you have yours with you. So you can see I labeled my control group, which is my test that didn't have any cooling method at all, so I wrote no cooling method. And then my cooling method that I tested was a construction paper tent, and so I wrote that, and then I just drew a little sketch just to show what my cooling method was. And you can see I have all of my temperature data recorded. I have in degrees Celsius, making sure that it's labeled after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. So you can see that I checked my temperature readings every 5 minutes as I did my experiment, with my final one being after 15 minutes. So we are going to take this data today and turn it into a graph. So you've probably seen a lot of bar graphs so far in math or science, but today we're going to be using a line graph because a line graph shows change over time. And since we're tracking how the temperature changed over so many minutes, this is going to be the graph that makes the most sense. So I'm going to show you how to make it so that you can use this for your own. So I've already got my axes drawn on here. I've got my horizontal axis here, that's our x-axis, and my vertical one that goes up and down, and that's my y-axis. So I need to label them. So on the bottom is where our different minutes are going to go. So that's going to be our time. So down here at the bottom, I'm going to write time. And since we measured it in minutes, not seconds or hours, I'm going to say in minutes. Okay, and so I know that where my two axes meet right here at the beginning, that's going to be 0 minutes. So I'm just going to put a little 0 next to it. And I know that I have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. So I'm going to divide mine up into 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. And I want to make sure that they're pretty evenly spaced, showing that it's the same number of minutes in between each little spot there. So I've got my time. Now I need to, the thing that we measured, our dependent variable in this experiment, is going to go here, and that was our temperature. So I'm going to turn this here, and I'm going to label this side temperature. And we measured in degrees Celsius because we use Celsius here in science, so I'm going to make sure I record that there as well. And so this part's a little bit tricky. Your numbers on here might look different than mine depending on what your data was. So I'm going to look at my data, and I see that the lowest number was 24 degrees Celsius and the highest number was, oh, here it is, 31 degrees Celsius. So on my axis, I need to make sure that it goes a little bit above 31 so that I have space to plot that number. And I'm starting at 0 down here at the bottom, right, just like we did for minutes. And I think I'm going to skip count. I think I'm going to go up by 5s for now, and then I'll add some smaller marks in there. So I know I need to get above 30. So I'm just going to kind of evenly space things here. Let's call this 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oop, that one's a little bit too close. There. 30, 35. And you know what? I have room, so let's go one more up to 40. So I have a little bit of extra space. You could keep going if you want to, but I'm not going to. So now that I have this done, another way you could do it at home if you happen to have a ruler handy, you can also use your ruler and mark every so many centimeters or so many inches just to make sure that they're evenly spaced. But for now, for sake of time, I'm just going to do it kind of quickly and just eyeball it, as they say, just estimating what my distance would be. Okay, so I've got my axes all set up here. I'm ready to plot my points. So the first ones I'm going to do are my control group or my no cooling method ones. Okay, and so my no cooling method, I'm going to plot. I need 5 minutes first. And so I know that that's going to go right at 30 degrees Celsius. So I'm actually going to take my ruler for this one, and I'm just kind of going to mark 30 degrees Celsius. And I'm going to put a dot where 30 degrees and 5 minutes meet. Doesn't need to be a giant dot, just big enough so that you can see it. So that's my temperature reading after 5 minutes. My next temperature reading is 31 degrees Celsius, and that was after 10 minutes total. And I know that needs to be just a little bit higher than 30. So I'm gonna move my ruler up just a little bit there. And I know it's a little bit more, so I'm gonna come over, here's my 10 minutes. I'm gonna follow it straight up and put a dot there where 31 degrees Celsius and 10 minutes intersect, because that was the temperature at that time. And on my last one here, after 15 minutes, it was back at 30 again. So I'm gonna place my ruler at 30, making sure it's nice and straight and not way up or way down, right? We want it to really show 30 degrees, and it's at that same spot. So I'm gonna follow 15 minutes up and mark my dot here for 30 degrees Celsius after 15 minutes. So this is my first line, and this represents the control group. So in making a line graph, you're probably wondering, well, you just plotted some dots. Where are the lines? Well, the lines are going to come as I connect my dots. So I have two different colors here. You can use colored pencils, crayons, markers, whatever you have available. And I'm going to go ahead and make my control group here in purple so that I know that all of these dots are showing the change in temperature for my control group. And I'm going to take my ruler and line it up here, and I'm going to connect the dots. And so this one's pretty easy. There's not a whole lot of change happening. And I'm actually going to color over my dots now. I did it in pencil in case I made a mistake, but I'm going to go ahead and color over them just so that they're able to be seen a little more easily. So here is my control group data. Now I'm going to repeat the same process with my cooling method data. So I'm going to go after 5 minutes. It was 30 degrees, and it's actually the same exact point. So I'm just going to color right over it, and I'll show you how that looks once we color it in. After 10 minutes, it went down to 26 degrees Celsius. So I'm at 25. 26 is one more. I'm going to move up just a little bit. 10 minutes. 20. Oops. What happened? It should be right below this one. There we go. 26 degrees Celsius. And after 15 minutes, it was 24. So I'm going to go back to my 25. Scooch down just a little bit because we know it's one less. And at 15 minutes, I'm going to mark 24 degrees Celsius. And so now we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process. This time I'm going to use orange, which is a different color. And I'm going to connect my dots. So starting at 30, right, that same exact temperature, I'm going to come down to my 26 degrees and down just a little bit more to, oh, that line's a little funny. Let's trace that one more time. There we go. And just like I did last time, I'm going to go ahead and color over my dots. Just so I can see them a little bit better. So this one's kind of interesting because it looks like it's both colors, and that's totally fine. It's just showing that they had the same data point to start. All right, so now I've got my two lines. The last thing I need to do is to label what my lines are. So I'm going to make a little key up here in the top, and I'm going to write control for my control group, and I'm going to draw a purple line so I know that my control group is purple. And I'm going to write cooling method, just kind of shortening it there. And I'm going to draw an orange line so I know that the orange line represents my cooling method. So if you were looking back at your task, you know that you had to label your axes with words and numbers telling what they mean. You had to plot your data points, make sure things were nice and neat, which we did by using our pencil and our ruler. The only thing we need is a title. What is this graph about? And so this graph is about the change in sea turtle nest temperatures. And so the reason I put the word change in there, temperature, no S, just temperature, And so the reason that I put the word change in there is because when you ever use a line graph, it means you're graphing a change in something over time. So a bar graph is just a number, but we use a line graph because we're trying to see how the temperature changed. And so now when I look at my data, I can see that my control group temperature pretty much stayed the same, but I can see that my cooling method actually made the temperature go down. It made it decrease, and I can see that from my line. So this is a really nice thing to use when we analyze our data in the next step of our scientific method. Hope this was helpful. Feel free to go back and rewatch anything or pause and work along with me. Can't wait to see your graphs.